This is Damian Wilds, and I'm coming at you live. And I have a surprise for you. My favorite cigar of all time, the Montecristo number 2. This is a petite number 2. I didn't get a full-size number 2. I couldn't get my hands on one, but good enough. The number 2 will work. This one will work. And it's a little bit smaller than the normal number 2 size, but it's still a great cigar. So I'm excited to smoke it and smoke it with you guys. So let's knock this out of the park. I always V-cut my pyramids. I just do. You don't have to, but I do. So I got a nice Calibre cutter, V-cutter, and it cuts nice and deep. It cuts deep enough, but not too deep. And the cheap cutters don't cut deep enough. So this is just right. So a favorite cigar like this, I'm gonna V-cut it. And a V-cut is just a style of cutter. And it's a style of cut. And a V-cut is real simple. You just put your base of the cigar in like so. On my finger. And I'm going to have to use 2 hands and press down. And you can see it took a perfect chunk out of that cigar without breaking it or anything like that. I did notice a couple sunspots on the cigar, which I'm kind of surprised. I used to not see that on Cubans, but the Cubans are getting worse and worse shape, which I've seen. And Cubans don't look like normal. Well, I can't say normal. Normal for the rest of the world, but not normal for like us in the United States. The Habanos cigars always look rougher, of course, but recently they're looking really rough. And that's because they don't have the tobacco because of the hurricanes and everything has happened in Cuba. I'm not going to go on and on about that because I've made other videos about it, and I'm not going to, really talk about it. I'm smoking a cigar now, so, I'm going to enjoy this, so I hope you enjoy this too. You always toast your cigars, especially a fine cigar. Now, it's just a crap cigar. You work out in the yard, just light it, whatever, but, yeah, a fine cigar, a nice cigar, you want to toast it. And to toast it, you keep your cigar so far away, it's just close enough where you're getting it to burn, but not light. You see what I mean? You just want it nice and toasty. And then to light it, how I light it, I keep the lighter as far away as possible, but I'm still lighting it. Oh, that tastes so good. That tastes delicious. Even lighting it, that first rip was amazing. It's a mild cigar. It's not I guess it's in the middle. It's not super strong at all. To me, it's weak. But I normally like Nicaraguan tobacco, but the Cuban tobacco is just so much better. Not always better. I love Nicaraguan tobacco. I like it all. But the Cuban tobacco has its own flavor and its own taste that I don't get. I've never tasted anywhere else. It's because of the tobacco. I was hoping I'd have a good draw, and this draw is perfect. So this is going to be a great smoke. I stopped smoking as many cigars. I was smoking 6 a day, and then I completely stopped. And then just recently, I'm starting to smoke more and more again. I'm getting back into it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going to make more videos like this of me smoking cigars and things like that. But I wanted to start off with this is a great cigar. My favorite. And if you're really interested in getting Cuban cigars, The best place to get them is online. I mean, unless you're going to get them in the actual Habano stores. If you're, in Canada or Mexico or anywhere else in the world, the Habano stores obviously is the best place to get them. But if you're an American, you can't get them online. EMG cigars, best place to get them. They're authentic. But you're going to pay for them. There's no doubt. You're going to pay for them. But they're legit. I mean, and don't get alarmed. They say right on, we do not ship to America. They do. Just say that. Yeah, just fantastic. I'm almost smoking it too fast because I'm enjoying it so much. It's just fantastic. It's like I said, a mild smoke, but you can really taste the coffee in it and chocolate almost, and you still get a really good tobacco flavor in it. Yeah, you can definitely taste the chocolate and coffee in there. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm not the best at picking out like flavors and notes and all that, but there are certain cigars I can, and this is one of them. You can, a dummy can pick them out in this one. If I can pick them out. I don't even have an ashtray. I didn't even think about that. I guess it'll be actually on this napkin. That's probably not the best thing, but it will work. If you don't know how to ash, correctly, all you have to do is tap your ash down and twist and pull away, and your cigar will break off perfectly every time. That's what I learned. And some people like to stack the ash and get it, bigger. And it actually does cool the cigar a little bit, but you don't have to do that at all. I don't even know why people do it. Get the ash really long and straight. I guess it's up to you if you want to or not, but damn, this is good. When I was in the military, I didn't really smoke cigars. I wish I would have. I missed out on a lot. Been some good times smoking some good cigars. I definitely could have. No, I did smoke like Cohibas and stuff like that when I was out in port, because there were Cohibas. I had to try a Cohiba. So about like a 3-pack here and there, But I wasn't smoking like I smoke now. Anywhere even close. Yeah, I'm gonna ash on the napkin because it's easy. The way I taught you how to ash is the way to ash correctly, and you won't burn the house on fire if you do that correctly. If you ash correctly, and not put your cherry into the so-called napkin, which I'm using. Totally forgot an ashtray. I was so excited. I was just wanting to smoke this damn cigar. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just could not stop thinking about it and how bad I wanted to smoke it. I only had it for like 3 weeks, this Montecristo number 2. But every night I think about this cigar, and I was up. I got up and I was awake, and I was like, man, I can't sleep. That cigar sounds good. And that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it right now. Now, there's a lot of cigars. And cigars don't have to be Cuban to be good. Some people think, I only smoke Cuban, so come on. There's a lot of people like that, and I like all the world cigars, and I like Connecticut's even. I love Maduros. I like them all. I like Maduros obviously better, but I only smoke Connecticut's. Habanos. I would say I used to not like my Montecristo. I got a bad number 4 on Montecristo once. It could have been fake. I don't know, but it wasn't that. It was so. I bought 3 of them, in a pack, and they were so plugged, I couldn't get a hit out of them, and I was so aggravated with them. I was like, never again will I buy a Montecristo. And boy, now Montecristo is my favorite brand. I mean, it really got me when I smoked a number 2, this cigar. If you haven't tried one, if you ever get a chance, try a Montecristo number 2. They have the number 1, which is a long 38 ring gauge. It's a long cigar. I don't know the length, but it's like 38 ring gauge. I've never had a number 1. I've had obviously number 2. I've had a number 3. I've had a number 4, and I've had a number 5. I've never had a number 1 Montecristo, and they get smaller. So you have the 1, which is a Churchill, and then you have the number 2, which is a good size 52 ring gauge, and it's a good size, 152 mm's to be exact. The full length one. I'm not sure what the petite one is. This is just, the petite's just a little shorter. It's like that much shorter, man. It's a lot of good tobacco I'm missing out on, but man, this is good. And there is no like, you don't have to smoke half of it for it to taste good. This I'm the first hit I took, I was like in heaven. I mean, because the first time you try, you might not like Cuban tobacco. You might not. I mean, because it only has a certain taste, and you gotta think of that. You might not like that taste, so they're not for everybody. And like Cohibas aren't for everybody. If you don't like that taste, you're not gonna like Cohiba, because Cohiba is just the best of that taste. If you think about it, Cohiba's the best of the Cuban cigars. Well, best tobacco and all that crap. They're just too expensive. I mean, I've smoked some Robustos, but that's they're like $111 now for a Robusto. I smoked a Lancero, and that's it. You know, and I've smoked other smaller, like Siglo 1s and Siglo 2s, and you know, I have smoked some Cohibas and Patelis, or whatever they're called, Patels, whatever. I've smoked a lot of them. So I haven't smoked a lot of Cohiba, but I definitely say Montecristo is probably my favorite. Well, I would say Cohiba is damn good, and it probably isn't the best, but it's just too expensive. I really like Montecristo, Partegas, Romeo and Julietas. I don't really care for the American ones. But man, the Cuban ones are good. The Churchills, the short Churchills, petite Churchills. I don't really like the wide Churchill that much. For some reason, I've had 3 of them, and they were all bad. There's bad draw. They were cracked. It could have been. I think it might have been how they were kept. They just weren't in good condition. And that could be the crisis going on in Cuba right now, because there were huge hurricanes that destroyed all the crops, and they didn't recover last year, and they're not going to recover this year. They're not going to get close to the quota of, I forget what it is, 100. It used to be 100 million cigars, but then in years it's been 90 million and 80 million, like 70. You know, I don't know what it is now. But Cuba is not looking good. But I hope, you know, everything works out. And the other thing is, too, is, man, the Cuban workers get treated like shit. You know, they don't make anything. They're making like $15 US a month, I believe. 15 to 30. Man, this is horrible, man. Yeah, that's also another thing, is weighed on me, but the prices are so expensive now. I used to buy this cigar for like $20 years ago. Not even years ago. I can't even say it, 2 years ago. And the prices have went up so much. Montecristo number 2 is like $38 now. And what I see them, almost $40. This one was 27, which is reasonable for what it is. I'm just glad I could get one. Oh, I bought in boxes of these, and there's no way I'll do that again. I mean, they're just too damn expensive. I used to go half. We used to go halves, but a box is $600 now. At least. I think the full size one's like 800 now, 900, 700, something like that. And depends where you get them, I guess. The good thing about online is if you're getting them from Switzerland or something, you're not getting charged a tax. I don't know what the tax is, if they even have a tax, or if they do. I'm sure they do. It's cheap, very cheap. At least Switzerland sells a lot of these Cuban cigars online. Well, there's going to be many of these videos, and I will be smoking more cigars, but I had to start off with my favorite, the Montecristo number 2. I'm going to enjoy this thing. I don't have a lot to say right now, just that if you get an opportunity to smoke one, it is fantastic. It is really late, so I'm going to finish this cigar and go to sleep. It's putting me to sleep, and I don't want to be boring, so I'm going to end this, and I will see you catch you on the flip side. I almost screwed up there. This is Damien Wells, and I'll catch you on the flip side.